feels just right. Grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. Katie and Lori ride the flow. Katie and Lori bringing you the light array.
Hi, everybody.
I'm impressed. That was so nice. She did a great job.
Didn't she? Dolly rocks. Hey, Dolly. Hi, Nels. Welcome, everyone. And welcome, Lori. I am so excited to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, you're welcome at any time on this channel. We don't do anything that's like super serious around here. It's all about art and sparkle, and I'm a spiritual artist, so, I just do it. Hey, Joe Schmo, good to see you. Awesome. Good to see people.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm right now I'm all into resin, so I'm having fun with that.
Yeah, that you mentioned that. That's great.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about you. I'm kind of waiting a little for some more people to come in. Takes, how that goes.
Let's see. What you mean? How I got started doing readings?
Yeah, or how'd you get started with YouTube? I know you had a store.
I did. Yep, I managed a couple of metaphysical stores. One in particular, it was the longest running metaphysical New Age shops in Lee County, and it was called Planet Earth. And I managed Planet Earth, and I read there. I had the privilege of reading there for years, and it was an awesome. It had the best selection of books. It was huge. It was really wonderful. So that really helped me as I transitioned out of working in the emergency room and just started, doing readings and stuff and helping out at the store on my days off. And then, when you start believing in yourself and you give up the fear, you're able to make that straddle happen, and you can actually make more money than what you were making before, thinking you couldn't give it up because you had to pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
So that was really wonderful, and that was doing that was really what shaped everything else that was to come. And so I opened my own store after that. They closed. The lady that owned it went to heaven, and another lady that worked there and owned it after her went to heaven. And so anyway, it closed. And so in the interim, I worked at a few other stores locally, doing their fairs and things like that, and had built up enough reading business to work on my own. And then I had my own store. I opened my own store, and then I opened a store that was a little bit bigger. And then I had that for 7 years. And then I decided the time was right to, even though I helped the community and brought people together, and I wouldn't give up 1 minute of that. I was there every night with teachers. That's your baby, and no one's going to take care of your baby the way you take care of your baby. But it was time for me to go on my own. And so I did, and I got a really nice office in a beautiful business office building with 91 offices. And I don't know, I think I was eating my lunch, and I was watching a little bit of YouTube, and I saw Lena. Dr. Lena Rodriguez.
Oh, yes.
Made me laugh. This is pre-COVID, of course.
Yeah.
And she made me laugh so hard, and I thought, I want to do that. I want to do that. Of course, she's already been doing it for a year, I think. And then I found.
I remember when she started. I've been doing this YouTube thing for a really long time. I've had many channels.
Yeah, I noticed that you changed your name a few times.
Yeah.
Was that helpful or?
It was actually because and I've had different channels for different interests, because I did diamond painting for a while. I had a channel that was nothing but a party channel. Every Wednesday night was ladies' night at the bar, no holes bar. Let's have fun.
Wow.
I ended up with trolls and a stalker and all kinds of stuff from that one.
Goodness
But you
gracious.
want to talk about a learning experience? Wow. Hi, Fatima.
I bet. Hi, Fatima.
So, I shut all that down because of the stalker and stuff. I kind of had to for like 3 years. And then Spirit went, "You're going back to YouTube." And I went, "No, please don't make me do that again." And Spirit went, "I've got you protected." And I'm like, "Okay, then I'm only doing what you tell me, nothing more."
All right.
And so this is what we're doing. So yeah, if it grows really big, that's because Spirit wants it to grow really big. If it stays small, that's cool because I love the intimacy,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, I've had Celtic Sheila on, and you got you guys with the giant channels out there.
Well, I'm not anywhere near as big as her. My goodness, that's an accomplishment.
I had that Lightworkers Roundtable show that I did, and I had 30 people on.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've worked with almost everybody. They all pretty much know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's such a cool community because I
It
don't
is a
know.
great community. We
I
have
have
made
no
lots of
family.
friendships. Yeah.
Right. And I have no, well, I have DNA family, but they, because of what I do here and the way I believe, they have all shunned me. So I have classified my family as my YouTube people and my friends. They're my family, friend
Great.
family, you know.
I do.
So anyway, as we got more people coming in, hi Jeannie, good to see you. You lost your internet for about 15 minutes. Well, my internet's been hokey, so you guys, if we freeze up or do strange things, I learned to have a branch rubbing on the wire. So I'm buying a pole saw to trim my trees.
Wow.
I kind of need to do that because we've been out, it's monsoon season here. We've been having some heck of a storms. So,
And where are you? I thought you said
I'm in
you're
Tucson.
okay.
Tucson.
Okay.
Good old Tucson. This
Mhm.
is our rainy season.
Okay.
Hot, humid, and rainy. But the storms, the way they've been coming in, they've been coming in off of the mountains, like by the Grand Canyon, instead of coming from the Gulf of Mexico. Those that come up off the Grand Canyon nail us hard. They
Wow.
don't come very often, but the worst ones are the ones that come up from the Gulf of California. Those are Pacific hurricane leftovers.
Mhm.
And so I identified with you a few years ago. So I have one card. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I've been sitting here. We do the mindfulness prompts, you guys. I've been sitting here playing with one from each category. They kind of just fell out when I shuffle out of something to do with my hands. I'm an ex-smoker. So, and I have to do something with my hands. So, the one that came out on top while Lori was talking is the one that says, "Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know." Lao Tzu.
Wow.
Today, be mindful of your words. Be mindful of who you listen to.
Amazing.
These things. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one that popped up for us in the idea space today. Be mindful of your words. And I got to add one to that. Spirit just said, most of all, be mindful of your tone, the
Yes.
tone you put with your words.
Yes.
Practice
Like
kindness.
what I got yesterday for card of the day, but today we got Wheel of Fortune.
You got the Wheel of Fortune, and I got the Justice card.
The Justice card tried to surface. Now that you say that, the Justice card tried to surface right behind it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm taking the wheel."
Yeah.
Taking the wheel. It tried to pop out. It tried so hard. I was like, "I'm taking the wheel." Because I did 2 cards yesterday or the day before. I was like, "Oh man, I can't get up to take a picture right now. Let's just do the wheel." And that's what came out first.
You know what? Half of my cards I take my pillow and I flip it over in front of me, and it's right there, and I'm taking my picture. It's the background of my cards is usually my pillow, whatever pillowcase I have.
Okay.
It works.
Yes, it would not work for me, but I'm glad it works for you because yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, I do mine the night before.
yeah, I don't because it changes.
Well, I tried doing it the day of and and I still can do it that way because I get up at 3 a.m. I
And you stay up.
naturally,
You stay up.
yeah, I
Wow.
naturally do that, and I didn't when I was at school. No way, I was allergic to morning. Got to go up and go to school. Uh-uh. But as an adult, um, I had breast cancer, and my sleep stuff got so messed up during that time that ever since then, I wake up at 3 a.m. And I did a lot of reading of Dr. Wayne Dyer's books during that time.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Oh, and yeah, and he was like, "You wake up at 3 a.m., stay up. That's the angel hour. You want inspiration, you want connection. It's at 3 a.m." I'm like, "Okay." So that's I try to go back to sleep and I can't because I'm getting
Yeah,
stuff coming in.
exactly.
So I'm used to it now. So anyway, the other thing we usually do is pull a crystal card. And
All
this is
right,
going
let's
to take
look
us
for the
into
crystal
our
card.
energy. Yes. This will take us into our energy. This is from the Illustrated Crystallary deck. These cards are so pretty. For cards on stones, as some people say, for cards on rocks. My father was a rock hound. So I have underneath one of my faucets out here a full slice of petrified wood that my dad collected up by Flagstaff out of the
Very nice.
forest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's actually a really nice big store in Seattle, just a block and a half from my brother's house that I walk to, and it's called Rock House.
I love Seattle.
And they
Seattle's
just
my
have they have
favorite city.
incredible stuff. They have, I mean, they've got everything from bat dung to eye of newt.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun in there.
I love metaphysical stores. I go in them and it's hard to leave once you get inside them.
Yeah, especially if they take the time to make it smell
Oh, and if they're teaching classes in the back and stuff,
good.
it's hard for I have to stop and read all the decks of cards. And is this one talking to me? I'll walk by the pendulums and they're going ding, 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 as
Mhm.
I'm walking by. It's like, yeah, this is where I need to be. I should see about getting a job part time in one.
Oh, you would love it.
I have fibromyalgia, so standing on my feet is difficult. But you
Maybe
know what? I've been
a
working
little
on healing that. So,
bit. Yeah.
and it's working. So the card I got on the top of this,
Is
Morganite.
nice.
Fill yourself is the message of Morganite. Let's see what the book
Mhm.
says about it.
Ooh, I think morganite is a pinkish white.
Yes, kind of peachy color, kind of such a pretty stone.
It is a very pretty crystal.
And I love how it's the heart in that card.
Mhm.
It is a Mohs hardness is 7.5 to an 8. And it says, breathe into your heart.
There you
Morganite whispers. From this space, you can expand into unexpanded parts of your being, connecting with the worlds both within and around you in new ways. With your heart open, you can dive deep into your relationships, both with the human world and the non-human world, finding facts that didn't exist until Morganite helped you breathe them to life. Stretch into your fullness, Morganite whispers. From this place, the things that are not you get slowly crowded out by the truths of your soul. This is not a quick process, Morganite knows. It's the work of years of lifetimes, but it's work worth doing for the surety and the peace of being wholly yourself.
Very nice.
I have some morganite in my faceted collection.
There you go. Not many
Um,
people have that.
It's beautiful. It's not a very big one. I got some tanzanite too.
I've never seen real big ones. I've only seen, well, regular size ones.
One time on Jewelry Television, they had a morganite. I think it was about that big, and that
Wow.
was really unusual. And it was like $900 for it.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like,
a lot for that. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, whoa! But that was a long time ago. I used to have an addiction to JTV. I have I have grab bags of faceted stones. I haven't even gone through to identify what they even are.
You had an addiction to what?
Jewelry Television,
Oh.
JTV,
Oh
like
yeah.
HSN and QVC. QVC. Yeah, I was bad. Because, buy this stone and pay for it over 4 payments. Next show you watch, buy this one and by the end of the month, those 4 payments really added up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
easy. 'Cause it's not expensive. I'm dividing it up. Boy, they hook you quick that way.
Do I sound better? Because I just noticed I didn't put my
Oh, you do?
microphone on. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
it
Mark.
was sitting on the table, but not close.
You pulled a Danny. You pulled a
Yeah.
Danny show.
Yes.
We all
he does.
love Danny.
Yeah.
Dolly and I have been taking classes from him.
Oh,
So.
he's really great.
Flowing. Hi, sweetheart. She said she'd like a job in a metaphysical shop too. So, Lori, stones. We're all talking about we need to keep our energy up and our vibes up, and then we get bombarded with major news dumps. Even if you're trying not to watch the news, you still can't not be affected by it. Um, what can we do to help keep the vibes clear and bright and alive in our spaces that we live in our sacred spaces especially?
Well, I'm a big fan of amethyst, of course.
My birthstone.
Nice. But I like to like right now I have it in my bra.
Yes.
It's very calming. It's very calming. I always tell people to whatever room you spend the most amount of time in to take very nice. Oh, look, you got a spirit crystal. Spirit quartz.
I have 2 of them.
Very
One of
nice.
them is so powerful I can't have it in my bedroom. It
I
keeps
hear
me
you.
awake. It keeps me awake.
But I always tell people to get the, amethyst, this is a Lemurian, but at points, get, just a couple of, they don't need to be very big. They can, just be this big, but of course they're purple. And you point them, you put one in each corner of the room, north, south, east, west, and have the points pointing to the middle of the room so that it arcs that calming, loving, calming, beautiful energy in that room, especially. It's very, very helpful. And then I like to keep balanced. I like to have both selenite and black tourmaline.
Cool. Yes.
So that keeps a lot of balance. And I have a piece of each of these by each doorway.
My selenite collection.
Yeah, and selenite clears any crystal that you set on top of it. And neither one of I cleanse them anyway with sage or bells. Very nice wand. But you can put these by your front door, by your back door, any door, or anywhere, or carry one in one pocket and one in the other pocket. That's keeps you very balanced. This one's very protective, helps take out negativity. This brings the positive charge and amplifies loving energy. and then that amethyst stays really nice and calm, wherever you put it. But these are my two for as far as balancing the energy in your home. And in today's energy, the amethyst is really, 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 really helpful. And the selenite is, they're all three. Those are my three favorite.
Yeah.
Because black tourmaline helps take the ick out. Selenite brings the good juju in, and the amethyst is the mellow yellow.
It's like the roof. And it's not a roof, it's the roof.
Yeah.
It's like the top of a mushroom. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's as an Aquarius, amethyst is my thing. And the darker, I have learned that you want a valuable amethyst, you need to get one from Africa because they're the darkest purple. They're almost black. They're so dark purple. I have a ring from there. And it's beautiful, such a dark purple.
Very nice. Now, it does, the colors, of course, come from the heat and the chemicals within each cave.
Yes. Yeah.
But usually quartz turns into amethyst or citrine, just depending on the chemicals of the water and the heat.
Oh, and there you go. Ametrine.
Yes.
You start running into fun stuff when you get into like ametrine and rutilated quartz and
yes,
Herkimer diamonds with phantoms. I have a couple of those.
Very nice.
Like I was telling Lori, my dad was a rock hound. So when I was a little girl, we go on picnics, and the picnics were to go look at the ground. See what you could pick up, see what you could find. So I just was a little girl. My mom was always mad because there was always holes in my pockets, in my pants, because I was picking up pretty rocks all the time. And there were holes in the pockets of my pants.
Yeah, I love that story. That's really great.
Yeah. I love stones, all of them. And I can feel them. It's like I have a moldavite, but I can't always wear that. And it can't always be in the same room I'm in. Yeah. I've never felt a stone more powerful.
Yeah, there's three that I asked people to experiment with. One is moldavite, of course, and I tell them to, sit down before you hold it. You may have an adverse reaction to it. Some people can just wear it or hold it with no issues. I had to work my way into it. And the other two are celestials, with the very, very old tabular quartz crystals. This happens to be a hydro. It's got a water bubble inside of it. They're the oldest crystals known to man. Those, when I first started holding this one, I had like a heavy, like a pressure in my chest, not like chest pain pressure, but you could tell it was affecting me. So I had to now it's my favorite. I still love wearing moldavite too. I don't wear it as much as I play with my celestial. And then the other one is Lemurians, which also carry, all three of these carry ancient civilization energies and inscriptions and are encoded by other civilizations. And so sometimes the downloads these carry can be off-putting or affect your aura or your feelings or your clairsentience in different ways. So I always would have people sit down and touch them, to see which ones affected them, which one.
I'm very blessed to live in Tucson, Arizona, where we have the largest gem and mineral show in the whole world. When that is going on, let me tell you, the energy in this town, oh my word.
I've never been to that one. Yeah, but I have been to one in
everybody gets along. And there's people here who are definite enemies of each other in their countries, in their parts of the world, but they're all here with their specimens of beauty and energy. I can start feeling it when the shipments start coming in, because we're talking amethyst geodes. They had one year that you could sit down on the seat with your back up next to it, and then
Amazing.
they close the crystal on you, and you're sitting inside a stalactite or stalactite. Might I never get those right. Anyway, over amethyst crystals all around you in the dark, and in all you can see these little sparkle. It was just, it's an experience I wish everybody could have. And if
Yeah,
I
that's really
had
nice.
the property, I would make sure I had a retreat every year, a spiritual retreat every year for YouTube. You know,
Yeah, that would be
in the
awesome.
business.
And if you can't go do something like that, and you do have some extra healing cash that you want to really have some luxury healing for yourself, look up amethyst biomats, because those are filled with chips of actual amethyst crystals, and it heats up with far infrared light. They've been around for a long time. We had a beautiful one in our healing room at the center. And people would just want to come in and listen to, you know, Steve Halpern, crystal bowls or whatever, and lay down on the
Mhm.
mat and turn the light on, and it heats up too. So, but if you have extra cash, get yourself one of those healing amethyst biomat, BIOMATT. It's trademarked.
Okay.
And do your research, but they're phenomenal. I have a yogi friend that she became so entranced with it. She bought one for not only herself, for her side of the bed, her husband, and for their 3 children. And of course, they're
Wow.
growing now. 2 of them are off to college, but they all have biomats to sleep on every night.
Hmm. I need one of those. That would really help the fibromyalgia mornings.
It is one of the most. It's one of the best healing tools I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
Awesome. Because I
Yeah.
swear, the other thing I swear by, Miss Four Paws, is acupuncture. Those two things, as far as clinical help, they have helped me more than anything. And I have been down the narcotics road, and I've had this for, I was diagnosed in 1998.
Wow.
So I've been down the medication roller coaster. I don't do any of those anymore. None
My
of them.
goodness.
None of them. Um, but I take better care of myself too.
Good.
Spirit, well, I awakened my Kundalini. And there are certain things that if your body doesn't want it and you eat it, you will throw it up. You'll purge it. So it kind of forced me to get a little more healthy. You know, every time when that first happened, every time I get around a motor, I'd step on the bus. I don't have a car, so I ride the bus everywhere. I'd step on the bus, and the vibration of the bus would set off my Kundalini, and I'd be going, sitting in the chair, going, sitting on the seat, just vibrating away. Can everybody see me shaking? Because I'm shaking on the inside, but I'm
Hmm.
not on the outside. Quite an experience, I tell you.
I found that that is an experience I can't even imagine. But I
I didn't
when
know
I
what I was doing when I did it. I didn't know that. I just thought I was aligning my chakras. I didn't realize that it was a full on. My doctor explained to me what gland it comes from at the base in your spine.
wow.
It's a real deal. I didn't know what I was doing, but I can tell you now, I can help anybody do that, and don't do it quickly without paying attention and checking into it first, because it changes everything.
Amazing.
It's the snake that hugs your spine. It's
Hmm.
love. It's healing. It's love. It's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, I do some yoga with that, and one there's one little turning
Hmm.
exercise I do where I turn with it. But
Kundalini.
after I do, after so many readings, that I'm very blessed to have been able to do for people, I find that 95% of people just are just not drinking enough water.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not, and they think it's okay, and it isn't.
Mm-mm.
It isn't okay, and
No.
it's like your body doesn't care if you don't want to drink it. You're starving it. So I finally gotten to the point where I ask everyone, what happens to your plant if you don't water it? Because then they get a vision, right?
Right. That's what's happening to you.
And that is exactly what you're doing to your body.
Right.
And every organ and cell in your body is in conflict with each other, trying to get as much water or nourishment as it can.
You're talking to a two-fisted drinker. I have it's a lemonade, strawberry lemonade over here, and filtered water. I'm never without my filtered water, but I have been down the bad kidney road. I had kidney failure in 2010.
Wow.
And yeah, that scared me so bad. I'll never go down that road again.
Yeah, it's
Please stay
so important.
hydrated.
Yeah,
I
it's
drink
so
over a
important.
gallon of water a day. You'll also lose weight. You drink more water, you lose more
You
weight.
do, you do. And some
It just
people
makes
don't realize, yeah, sometimes people
it's
even, I catch
slow.
myself asking myself this too, because sometimes you think you're hungry when you're actually thirsty.
Thirst. Yes.
Like your body's actually thirsty, but you're feeling, oh, I need to eat something. And it's like, no, you need to drink something.
Hi, Teresa Levine. Yes. You know, back in the day when Richard Simmons was, bless his soul, was doing his thing,
Oh, I was so deeply
that was
saddened.
the number one thing he told you. If you feel
Oh,
like
was
you
it?
need a snack, go get a drink of water.
Hmm. But nobody listens.
I followed him for years. I had doing his exercises and stuff. I loved it when he was on the soap opera. And God
It's
bless him.
changing now. People are starting to realize the
Right?
importance of water now. And everyone
Well, I
that's in my
think COVID woke us all up into paying attention to our bodies.
to
We had
their
been
health.
going through the hamster wheel and not being aware.
And I
And
have
now we
several
are
friends.
hyper aware.
Yeah, I have several friends that uh they're two or three in particular that have had this latest strain, and that are one is a yoga teacher, and she's thin, and she isn't diabetic, and she doesn't have the comorbidities, and she's been down for 5 weeks. This is she's
Ooh.
finally coming around now, but she's just had to do a little bit and then go back to bed, do a little bit. And this one kicked her ass so bad that it just was, and if you saw her, you'd be like, what? How could it affect her that way? Because
But you know, that's like
it's each
mother
and
and
it
father's
doesn't matter
my
how.
mother and father's attorney was a bicyclist from Eugene, Oregon. I mean, yeah, University of Oregon, that's where the bicycle craze came out of pretty
Mhm.
much. And he rode his bike miles and miles and miles. And he was riding over we have a place called Gates Pass that's very crooked. And you end up at old Tucson studios where they made movies and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And he was riding his bike with his friend, a cardiologist, over this. Had a heart attack on his bike, fell to the ground. The cardiologist couldn't even get his heart started quick enough to stop him from having brain damage. And he was an extremely healthy man.
And this was because of COVID?
No,
Oh,
just one of those things that you
oh,
can be
okay.
really, really healthy and you've missed something somewhere. And it's funny how the universe will go, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Thank you, Sharon Sipe. Hi, Sharon Sipe. It's so good to
Hello,
see
Sharon Syed.
you. So good to see you, sweetheart. So yeah, the crystals.
She's
Um,
very helpful.
oh, I
Yes,
love
the
her.
crystals are, really, really helpful. And while you're drinking water, you might as well go ahead and, put an amethyst inside of your water, or clear quartz crystal, a regular clear quartz crystal. Put it inside the water that you're drinking. Wash it off first, of course, and then take the time to charge. You know, I mean, I'm sure several of your viewers and you yourself have read the book or seen on YouTube all of the exercises from Masaru Emoto, The Hidden Messages of Water. where you charge your water by blessing it with words or feeling emotions while you're holding the cup. And for me, I start with my grand fur babies because they really do have unconditional love for me. I always start with them first. People are like, you don't start with your grandchildren? I'm like, well, they are my grandchildren. They came first.
They were the first grandchildren.
Yes, and they love me. Believe me when I tell you, they love me unconditionally. The other two, they love me very much too, but they get toots, you know. But my grand fur babies never get toots. They don't ever get attitudes. So I always start with them. Always,
Yes.
think of them and hold the cup, charge the water, because it can change the molecular structure of your water before you drink it. You charge it, then you're putting it in your body because you're made of water. And then I was telling everybody in our members class last night, remember that you're made of water. So whatever you do to the water, you can do to yourself because you're primarily made up of water.
And this is all about being in the flow. I
Yes.
need to have you come back. I've done a show on flow. I love teaching about flow. So will you come back and join me for that?
That would be great.
I think it would be a blast. Yeah, flow is just, speaking of, I have a question for you concerning a crystal.
Okay.
I have this white quartz crystal.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought it, it was as clear as ice. And I bought it in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Since that orange guy became president,
Mm-hmm.
it started getting the cloudiness in it.
It looks like it has a little phantom in it.
It was perfectly clear. I mean, there's
And
cracks and stuff even that have appeared through the years of doing
it
this.
looks like right in front of the camera, it looks like it has a right angle window to the right of your finger.
Right here?
Nope, on the other facet, the very small facet on
This one.
facing us.
Okay. Oh, that one.
And yes, and then up at the top.
Gotcha.
Up at the top. And then it looks like that's a channel.
Yes.
And it
There's
looks like
a
it's
tiny one right there.
Yeah, it's a right activation angle. But that very big facet, how many points are on that big facet? Because that looks like a channeling crystal.
Oh, well, I use this to open my third eye.
Right.
What I bought it for.
On the flattest, biggest side, how many cuts are there? Like if you took your finger and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the biggest part of the top of the crystal, on the biggest
5 parts. There's 5 parts.
So it's a channeling crystal.
So it's weird that it's getting cloudy because it was just like the top of it, that clear. It's so clear at the top. It was like that from top to bottom. And I thought, ooh, that's a powerful crystal. It spoke to me. It called out to me.
Up energy.
So that's cool.
Very cool.
I was thinking, wow, it's getting tired from all of this energy. But no, it's collecting it.
Quartz crystals are amazing.
They're really cool.
And there are so many different kinds being the facets and the record keepers. Beautiful. That's beautiful. The record keepers and the channeling ones, the activation ones, the double terminated and healing for this. And it's never ending.
It kind of makes my head spin a little bit.
It's a little bit of a rabbit hole with quartz crystal all on its own with the different shapes.
And you have to be really careful. I've learned this by going to the gem show here. You have to be very careful about fakes. If you're buying stuff on Amazon and places like that, be very, very, very careful. Because, like, for instance, and I've told these guys before, amber. The only way you can tell real amber from a piece of resin as a resin artist is by taking a lighter to it. The real amber will smell like wood smoke.
Okay,
resin will have black smoke and smell nasty as moof because you're burning resin.
Okay, so but even amber resin has value, right?
Yes, because it has amber in it.
Yes.
Like I made, oh, let me show you. Here's one of my pretties I created. And it's got malachite, turquoise, and rutilated quartz in it, along with
Wow. Very nice.
the pattern on the inside. That is what the inside of a prickly pear looks like. It's
Wow.
the skeleton of a prickly pear.
Wow. Now,
And
do you make like pyramid organites with that?
I can make anything you want. All I got to
Do
do
you
is get the mold.
do you make the pyramid organite with the crystals and then with a copper wire in the middle of it?
Absolutely. I've been here. I made a crystal ball, and I got the copper. You can't see the copper wire in
Oh
the
my
bottom.
God, look at you.
Charging my crystal ball. Oh, I'm been making all kinds of fun stuff. Getting ready to learn how to do freeform bowls and countertops and shower stalls. And hey, Ron, good to see you, Ron. Good to see
Hi,
you.
Ron.
Yeah, I have to do something. I'm I am a pastel artist actually. The little llama, that's pastel. That's chalk.
That's very cute.
And that's my real love I've done for years and years and years is a pastel painter. But I just fell into resin on YouTube. Look, I'm going. I think I could do that. That looks like fun. It is. It's fun. So, and I get to make it as spiritual as I want to make it. I can make it as whimsical, as childish. It's like I have my other mascot is my purity bunny. But you notice how many tarot cards have a white bunny in them? Oracle cards and tarot cards. There's a
Yeah.
white bunny somewhere.
Yeah, I think the bunny and the only bunny that I'm aware of that's in the Rider-Waite is in at the bottom of the right-hand corner of the Queen of Pentacles, but I don't think it's white.
I don't know if it's white or not.
I don't remember it being white because it's hard to see. You have to look for it.
Let me look.
I'm
I'll look
looking.
at my silly almost Rider-Waite deck.
No,
This is
it's brown.
oh yeah, okay, you found it. Awesome. Let me find it in this deck here.
Now, in other universal decks, it may be white.
Well, this isn't quite a universal. Well, this is kind of a Queen of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Right. Anyway. Yeah, this is a silly deck. It's a fun deck. But it is so based on the Rider-Waite. That's what makes it fun. Here you go. 9 of Cups.
That's funny. Yeah, that's great.
And it's 100% based on the Rider-Waite. I love it. Queen of Wands.
That makes it a good universal deck.
It's funny, and they look dirty, like they've been dropped on the ground and run over by a car or something, because they're supposed to be from like the 1930s cartoons.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's our Judgment card. Oh, there's the Queen of Pentacles, and it's fitting. Look at the rabbit right here by my finger. It's almost like Mickey Mouse.
It does look like Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
1930s. There she
Wow,
is.
that's cool. Yeah.
This
That's
deck
cool.
is funny. It's a funny deck. I like to use it to make people giggle. I think sometimes we take this too seriously. You know?
Well, yeah, this year it's and I think most of us thought we were going to be done with this when Biden got elected. We thought we don't have to go through this anymore. And talk about pulling rabbits out of their hats, this 2025 stuff, and I mean, Trump's at least now he's corrected himself, which I'm trying to help people remember. He had to be corrected. He was telling people, I don't need your vote.
That's right.
I don't need your vote. I've got lawyers, I've got attorneys, I got everybody down at the voting places.
He's got it all rigged. He said
then,
the other day he had it fixed.
And then he said, then he started changing his tune and saying, oh, I just need you to vote this one time. Then after that, it'll
You
all
won't ever
I'll
have
be
to
help.
vote
Right. But
again.
I'm trying to help people remember that he had already said, I don't need your votes. Now that he always tells you, because he can't keep a secret.
That's right.
He always tells you what he's doing. He
That's right.
always does.
Projection. And they're always accusing us of what they're doing, what they are doing.
It's difficult. It's just,
Uh,
we thought it was protecting our democracy before, and it was, but it has elevated. That's why we really need channels like your channel and talking about crystals and the energy and how to stay balanced and how to take care of ourselves, because it's compelling to turn the news. They make it, compelling for you to turn it on, and you get heavily invested in it. And we have to take care of ourselves so that we can all do the right things, and help the generations coming up.
Yeah. Like Dolly said, he also said in that speech right at the end, I love you, Christians. I'm not Christian, but I love you, Christians. He didn't say I'm not Christian, but he sure stumbled over not saying it because it was coming out his mouth. That's okay. We could ask everybody what their opinion is on the ear. I think it was a capsule. I don't even think he got hurt at all. I think it was a bite capsule.
Before I saw the footage, I thought maybe that's what it was too. When I heard, because I forget if I was in my car and I heard it first. I heard about the event and what happened first. And then when I saw it, I thought, oh, well, that does look like something took him by surprise. But I've just always, I think all of us thought, that to a certain extent. And then now we all truly believe, even though he was going to persecute for entertainment purposes only Christopher Wray, because he said, well, we can't either confirm or deny that it was a fragment of some. And then he's like, oh, it was this, it was the bullet, it was this, and then so
give us your proof.
He had to recant what he said. Okay, yeah, it was a bullet.
We want your medical records to prove it.
That's not ever going to happen.
That's like his taxes. How long did we beg and fight for him?
There's just some things that we can feel, that we know that we can do, that are realistic.
Yeah.
But Democrats are filled with hopium, and they have to be very careful with this, because we have to realize who we're dealing with now.
That's
the fact that he said, I don't need your votes, could have, and if more people were listening, raised the alarm bells to such an extent that we would be, keeping track of everything that was being done in and around all of the voting areas. But it took it.
Yeah.
Still, that was more, to me, that meant more than him saying, well, you just need to vote once. Because first he was saying, I don't even need you to do it. I've got this.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, finally,
I've done it.
He's finally showing his true colors.
Yeah.
Because he thought he had this set. He and the dude in Russia thought they had this all set up last time, and we flooded him out. This time we got to flood him out so bad, there's no option.
Yeah. Yeah. We need more helpful people that are being quiet, like the generals, and more people from his staff. And we need more of those people, and they need to come to the front. I mean, if they're going to do anything for our country, I'm appreciative that they've been generals, but if they're actually going to have service to our country, they need to help us.
That's all that good men being silent stuff.
Yeah.
You're being complacent. If you don't speak out against it, everybody assumes that you're for it. It's kind of where it's at now.
Yeah. So it's difficult. It's maddening.
It is. And
I used to tune in for all of the inquiries and panels. And it's like, I don't even, because I already know what they're going to say.
Same here.
They're
Oh,
not
that
going to
was
get
happening
anywhere.
to me in 2016. I'd sit and watch Linda G. And somebody would put a question in the chat and she'd say it out loud and I'd get the answer before she could even pull the cards. Cards for me are a tool to show you guys. They're
Hmm.
not for me to hear what I need to hear because
Yeah.
I hear it. I'm very,
Yeah. I hear when these are for my focus and
mm-hmm.
to busy the left side of my brain so that my right side can hear and work with what I need to hear and work with. It's just like when you're driving and you get a hit, or you're showering, or you're walking, or you're doing something, or you're making art and you think of that person, that you
Yes,
haven't seen in a long time. So it really is about, it's like automatic writing. It's like doing
yes.
something to keep your focus and your left mind so that your intuitive self can come forward.
What I also do, I learned the first person who taught me how to read cards taught me the most important thing I could learn as a spiritual person, especially as someone who was a seed planter, because that's me. I may not advise you or guide you, but I'm going to ask you a question that's going to make you go, what did she mean by that? And then make you think. That's a seed planter. I do that naturally. And I've been told that as being a seed planter is because you're channeling what Spirit's telling you. And to be a seed planter, you have to step aside and let Spirit talk through you. It's like that's 100% channeling. I'm not there. I do my Saturday reading every week. I'm not there. I have to watch it like you guys because I don't remember what I said 3/4 of the time.
Wow,
And
that's amazing. Yeah, I'll
then,
have to tune in and listen to that.
I've been doing them for, good grief, every week,
Yeah,
except
I
for
saw on your channel. I
when
just
I had
didn't.
my hand surgery. Yeah, every Saturday. Danny inspired me with his
Hmm.
Sundays with Spirit. I thought if I did nothing else on this channel, I can do a card reading once a week. And I was so scared at first. Now it's so natural. It's like
Hmm.
doing YouTube without having cards around me. It feels weird. So I'm doing resin videos and I don't have any cards around me and it feels funny.
Yeah, change is risk, right?
It's good. Because when I first started, when I switched to being just so focused on the
Hmm.
spiritual and this channel being so much that way, I switched to be more into art and the beauty of spirit and spreading that. And ever since I switched into that, it's like I found the resin thing and somebody turned something exciting into me. My child came out and went, "Oh,
That's
we can color some more." So, yes. Well, girl, I love it that you came and that you're
Thank you for
here.
having me.
We needed to kind of, we've talked a little bit about the stones and what you can do there, and um, you'll have to come back and we can talk about like what is a bagua mirror, because you gave me wonderful advice there, and it was just one day in one of your shows and card reading, somebody
Yeah.
asked you about negative energy coming in your house, and you told them get a bagua mirror, and
It's
you
the
told them
bagua.
yes.
You just
So
have to learn which kind. If you want to make, if you want to repel your neighbor, it has to be convex,
right.
not concave. So there's some, and if anybody has a question about that, they can just email me at thewayofpositivechange@gmail. You have to put the in, thewayofpositivechange@gmail.
And I put all your information
Well, thank you.
in the description. Of
Thank you so
course.
much.
Gotta take care of my guests.
That's very kind of you.
Oh, sure. I have my one that repels, because
Hmm.
that's the front door where the road is.
Okay.
The one, convex one, or the other one, is at my back door, where the mountains are, where
Very
nature
nice.
is, where all the positive energy comes in.
Yeah, you're bringing it in and repelling the
And just
negative.
letting it go right on through.
Very nice.
played a little bit in Feng Shui, I understand, but the bad part is my front door lines up with my bedroom door, and my bed is perpendicular to my bedroom door, and then there's the window. So energy can come in my front door and go right out my window, except hits me at night when I'm trying to sleep. It keeps me awake. So I got to rearrange that a little.
There's all kinds of different remedies for that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking maybe a bell too. I'm hearing inside.
Chimes.
Maybe
Yeah.
put a bell out. I have wind chimes in the window.
Yeah, but I mean chimes to interrupt the flow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have bells and drums, and they're hanging everywhere. On my doors, every door has a bell hanging on it.
Wow.
Also, every door this is a weird thing, but every door has a dog whistle. You know, the silent dog whistles? Because I have a neighbor who has a dog that she just, every time I go outside, he'd bark at me and she'd tell him, good alert, good boy. And I'm going, you dumb woman, you're training your dog to attack me. You're training your dog to bark at me every time he sees me.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah. But I mean, I understand where she's coming from as far as, yes, that's a person that we don't know. And so, yeah, good dog bark at the stranger, but it's okay. But you're not a stranger.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
there's history between us two. She's kind of a Karen, a neighborhood Karen.
Yeah.
We'll have to have one of those, I think.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, I am so happy that you came to visit.
Thank you very much.
You
It's
are
a
so
blessing to
welcome.
be here and to share with
You're
your
welcome.
community. Yeah.
Would you know a lot of these people? Like Jeannie, Ron, Unconditional Tarot, and Sharon Sipe, and
Yep, I've
Teresa
never met
Levine, and
Wolf
Sloan.
Girl Oracle Doll. I haven't met her,
You
and I
haven't
haven't.
met she's the one who wrote our intro.
I saw that. Yeah, that was very talented. Very
She's
talented.
got her own channel, and she does a lot of fun stuff on her channel too. She has a parrot, African gray parrot, that she calls her chicken red butt.
Okay. Does she do
Reuben!
readings? Dolly?
Yeah, Dolly.
Does she do readings or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, she's very spiritually connected. She's been doing
check it out.
things too. She's a sweetheart. She's a lot of fun. She's my sister. We do a lot of stuff together. So on here, I met her in one of my other communities, Ages and Ages, the party community. She and I were both
Nice.
friends in the party community, and it's fun how you can meet people on YouTube that you never meet face to face, that you've known through every incarnation of your life.
Amazing, isn't it?
And she's one of those. So, yeah, it's amazing. I've met
Universal sister.
Yeah, my soul sister. We have soul families, so she's one of many.
Absolutely. Well, I hope your weather doesn't get too icky. And that goes for everybody. Oh, thank you, Flowing. And that goes for everybody. I hope the weather, I don't like to say I worked in the ER, so we don't like to say the Q word out loud.
No, you don't.
That's a little bit of a spell. Words are spells.
I used to work in retail. You don't say that either.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope that all goes well for everyone.
Yes, you guys take care. And I know Lori's got to do her live show in a little while.
In a little bit. Not till 4, but I've got a couple readings to do.
Yeah, I got a couple readings, and you probably got to sneak some lunch in there somewhere too. Huh?
I do. I will.
Well, so we got to take care of our friend Lori. Come back, my dear, and hang right there while I tell everybody else goodbye. We will see you all next time, and take care, everybody. Please, please make kindness a habit again, and together we will thrive. Divided, we dive. Never forget that. I love y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Grab your coffee, sit back.